Hello Taurus, and welcome to 10 of Cups Tarot. My name is Elsie. I am also a Taurus sun. So if you have found us here, I hope you will subscribe. I say us because we are a collective in our own right here, and I know that you'll enjoy interacting with the high vibers that reside here at 10 of Cups Tarot. So I'm here to do a reading for you, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. I'm starting with you this week, Taurus, because I am so grateful for you, for all of your views, all of your thumbs up on the video when you enjoy the content, the way that you support me in sending me little notes, asking how I am, you know, just little things like that. I really do appreciate the interaction I have with you. I don't necessarily get to answer all of your comments, but I definitely do the ones that I can when I have the time to do that. Okay, so nonetheless, if you are here, I'm glad that you found me, and I hope that you will give me a thumbs up on the video if you enjoy the content. All right, Taurus, we just got a cut here. Ooh, maybe we should do a pre-shuffle. Hang on. Okay. I hear it, yeah. Ooh, yep. Okay, so this came out sideways. I'm going to leave that as the challenge. We have, the challenge is, it looks like releasing a partnership, Taurus. Releasing a partnership from work. The challenge is working on yourself and not paying so much attention to this partnership. I feel like you have, regrets from some sort of something that went on in the past. I see that here. But I think that is your challenge. The challenge is that this, oh my God, this relationship here, I want to call it a relationship. It's a relationship. It could be related to friends or love, but I feel like whatever this partnership or relationship is here, I feel like it's just taking too long to get to you. And I think that you have regret about not paying enough attention to this because you're busy. And you're probably busy working on yourself. Yeah. See, this partnership is all about the passion here. And you have this regret of, I can't pay enough attention to this right now because I'm working hard on myself. I'm working hard on the things that I want. So I feel like I'm connecting in this pre-shuffle here with someone who is working a lot, either on themselves, on their business. And I feel like you're trying to do that because maybe your heart's hurt, Taurus, right? Yeah, maybe you've had someone hurt your heart. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut here. Let's see what we come up with for the collective. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, my bull gang. Thank you for coming out. Oh, thank you. All right. Secrets, possibly? Let's keep going here. Choice. Choice whether you want to divulge that information or not. Remember, Taurus, there's always a choice. 7 of Cups. More choices. Okay, well, your choices are about to come to an end, Taurus, because I think someone wants to capture you emotionally. Yeah, that's what I feel. So I feel like there's some secrets here. The most energy that I feel here is off of this card here. It is all the emotional energy, the feeling overwhelmed. I feel like you know that there are some choices coming up here. There's something hidden here, and I feel like you, Taurus, are the person with this high intuition here. I feel like there is something coming and you can feel it. I think you know what it is. It has to do with making a choice and feeling overwhelmed and making that choice, but you know you can't do this any longer. You can't avoid it any longer. Yeah. The universe is coming in to transform the whole situation. So either you get on that or the universe gets on that, right? So if there is anything outstanding that you think that you know, any loose, I don't want to call a relationship loose ends to tie, but you know, that's for those of you who are maybe transitioning out of a relationship and into another, that you want to make sure that you don't leave things messy, right? And so we have the High Priestess here, which tells me that you're using your intuition, and that's all really anyone can ask. But I also feel like there are some secrets about some sort of emotional thing that makes you feel overwhelmed, and that is coming to an end. You're no longer going to feel overly emotional or overwhelmed. I think there is going to be a choice that's going to be really hard. You're going to have to make a choice, out of this mess here. I feel like you have a lot of suitors, Taurus. I feel like you, all of a sudden, you know, things are, in some places of the world, things are loosening up. People are getting their vaccinations and they're going out and seeing each other. And, I feel like this causes people to come out of the woodwork. Yeah, for you, Taurus, because you've spent all this time in quarantine at home or wherever you were out of the public eye, not really seeing friends and friend groups and soul tribes. And I feel like you've been working on yourself this whole time, because this is where I think you are right now. I think you are at the High Priestess energy level. You've been working energetically through all of this emotion. Yeah. All right, let's see what else is going on here, Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the collective. What's the most important thing Taurus needs to know, please? Highest importance, the highest good of the collective. Yep, there you are. You are the one that's highly intuitive. So I feel like you are the teacher. You're the person who is the teacher, and I think that people look up to you, Taurus. I feel like with this intuitiveness, that you feel like you have a calling, like a higher calling. You feel as though there is lots of learning to do, but also lots of teaching. Just listening. You are hiding. Why are you hiding this, Taurus? You're hiding your ability to be with your higher self. I think that you think that people don't think. That sounded terrible. That was terrible grammar. I feel as though you think that people don't believe that you are this Hierophant, that you are the teacher and the student, the person that has the higher self, who knows their higher self. I feel like you don't really divulge that you kind of just whip it out when it's needed, and then you tuck it back in because you don't want people to say, oh yeah, Taurus thinks they're better than us, right? Okay, let's see what else we got here. You will be hearing a little bit of hammering and stuff as we read here, Taurus, because there is some work being done on the outside of my condo. Not as bad as it was the last 2 weeks, though. Okay, what else do we have here? All right, so it's the end of toxicity. I feel like you go from the 7 to the 9 of Cups here. You're not going to make the wrong choice, Taurus. You have made the wrong choices in the past, and now it is time to rely on your higher self to make these choices. Follow your gut, use your intuition, make sure that you have all the information that you need before you move forward. I feel like you've been passed over by someone, that someone chose a different cup, but you're still okay with it. Like you're at the 9 of Cups, I feel. Like the Hierophant and the 9 of Cups together is like really prospering and being happy and emotionally fulfilled because you are now being authentic and you are in touch with your higher self. I feel like what's ending here is toxicity. So what happens when you are these two cards here, right? When you embody both of these things, you will encounter energy vampires, Taurus. You will encounter people who just want to be around you so you can wash their energy. And quite literally, it is an exchange of energy between you and other people. I feel like you let this go on for too long. I feel like that you let people use your energy. Not in the wrong way, but you let people use your energy, and I feel like it became almost toxic for you. Could be dealing with a Capricorn, but don't have to be, of course, a Capricorn or a Scorpio. I feel like you, yeah, it's almost like you felt toxic because you wouldn't stop these people from trying to withdraw your energy. Yeah, I think that's what they're, I see a bank machine. It's like they're withdrawing the energy, right? And sometimes that bank account of energy can get really low for you. So I think what you have done is, I feel as though you've decided to say, look, I'm the Hierophant, I am the High Priestess. Maybe you didn't say it in those words, but these are the energies that I have, and so I have to protect those energies because I know that they're given to me as a gift. I feel like you feel someone has stepped over you and took a different cup from here, and I don't really think it did anything but help you transform. So I feel like even though you are the High Priestess, I feel like somebody made a different choice, and it's okay that you were okay with them making that choice, because you know that whatever is for you will never pass you by. We have the Hierophant here, which is kind of like, yeah, I'm still happy. I'm still happy here, regardless of what went on back here. I'm still happy, and I'm really glad to end the toxicity in my life. So I think that what's going on here is I'm talking to a boundary ninja. I like to call myself a boundary ninja too, because sometimes you're just going to have to slam down boundaries on people who just don't understand boundaries. And that's the only way to teach others about boundaries and teach people how to treat you, Taurus, within your boundaries. Boundary ninja. Let's keep going here. All right. So we have someone who comes, sort of busts into your aura here. The King of Wands. King of Wands, of course, can be Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. We have Taurus. We have Pisces. We have now Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We have the cups here, which are Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. We have Capricorn and Scorpio here, and the Wheel of Fortune is all of the 4 fixed signs, which is Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, and Taurus. All right, for those of you who like to hear the cards called out. So anyways, we have this king here that I feel has been out in the cold. Did you put a king out in the cold, Taurus? Because that sounds like a Taurus move. If somebody didn't believe that you were these two things, the person who is moral and kind, and the teacher, and the person who is always checking with their higher self before they make a decision. If that person didn't believe you were that, plus the High Priestess, highly intuitive, the holder of secrets, that kind of thing. If this person did not respect that, yeah, you would have put them out in the cold. And I think you would have done it intuitively. So maybe you didn't even, talk to this person and say, I'm done with you. Maybe you just let them slide out of your life. Yeah. So I think what's happening here is, yeah, somebody passed over you, made a choice, and went some way that ended up being toxic. They ended up maybe going to a past person, or just stepping over you to get to someone else. Like, I feel like there's a step over. Like, I feel like the 7 of Cups, you had all these choices, whoever your person was, they had all these choices. You were one of the choices, hand in the air, and this person picked somebody else. So they could have had a person, or maybe they just picked somebody else. But I feel like you ended up finding happiness anyway, Taurus. Even though you were out in the cold, you put this king out in the cold, or they put you out in the cold, it doesn't matter, right? The energy is the energy. Somebody is feeling as though they don't belong. Whether this was the energy that was intended or not, somebody still feels out in the cold. And I think it's both of you. I think it's you and the King of Wands, really. I feel like there's some sort of toxicity that needs to come to an end before any of this can come to fruition. I feel like your person could be someone who is a fire sign for sure, or that's the energy that I'm getting. So understand that no matter what sign your person is, they're showing the energy of the King of Wands. And what does that mean? It could mean that your Gemini or your Aquarius or your Pisces could show up as the person who is smelling good, looking good, the person who's highly confident, has their own business, is all about passion, does things passionately. That's the energy, right? So it doesn't matter what the sign of your person is. If that's them, you're going to recognize them in this reading, Taurus. So I think that we've got two people here who have left each other out in the cold, but I feel like, Taurus, you're happy anyway. You got rid of the toxicity. You looked at your own toxic traits, I believe, and you conquered those toxic traits, and I feel like that's why you're still happy, even though you're out in the cold here. And I don't feel like this is really any lack except for a cut in communication. I don't feel like you're feeling in lack. I feel like you're just waiting on the last cup here. I feel like you feel as though emotionally you're doing pretty well. Now, I feel like there's supposed to be some sort of a divine moment, divine timing, some sort of fated event that's supposed to go on here. And I think it might be between you and your person, whoever your person is, that is displaying the energy of the King of Wands. And I feel as though something is not quite ready. Not fully baked. That's what I just heard. It's not fully baked. Yeah, it's not ready to come out of the oven yet. And I could be talking about a baby. If you don't want to get pregnant, Taurus, you better, take the precautions. But yeah, I just saw bread coming out of the oven and it was not fully baked. All right, let's take a look here. This king. Okay, so this king has a thing for you, Taurus. Yep, this king has... Wow, I just heard this king now knows your worth. I don't think this king really believed that you were the Hierophant and the High Priestess. That you had so much intuition that you really don't need to go and get what you want, that you just draw that in. I feel like this king is being drawn in by you, actually. And I feel like, there's some sort of a new start. I think this king is going to do something that a king doesn't usually do, and that is take a leap of faith. Because this king is a business owner, right? He runs the kingdom. And in order to do that, he's got to make sure that everybody is a functioning part of the kingdom. So he has to be sure there's enough jobs, people are being fed, no matter if they have work or not. He's running the kingdom. And I feel like something that's very out of character for the King of Wands would be to take a leap of faith at this point. To jump off the cliff and hope that someone catches him on the way down. But maybe he's got it bad for you, Taurus. Maybe that's it. Yeah, I feel like this is kind of a mutual energy here, leaving each other out in the cold. Oh, you two had to heal. Okay, so this is where the divine connection comes in here. This was all divinely orchestrated. So, Taurus, you and the king were meant to leave each other out in the cold so you could become the Hierophant. So you could, always learn to check with your higher self. I feel like this person... Oh, why am I saying that? Okay, because it's come to my knowledge now that you two know each other. So I think that, because I was feeling sort of a dependent energy, like a codependent energy. Like I think the king thought that you were codependent, Taurus. And maybe the last time they saw you, you were, maybe. But right now, you're sitting here in this High Priestess Hierophant position. And the king now sees your worth. The king understands and believes what you do is what you do. So I feel like you're a light worker, you read cards, you're a medium, you're psychic, something like that. You've got a gift of some sort, and I don't think this king really believed that you had that gift. And now that the king sees your worth and understands that you're authentic, here comes the king. I feel like it was orchestrated here that you guys be not together for a while, because I feel like this is what is coming here. I feel like you and the king are about to meet. So whoever that king is to you, Taurus, I feel like you and the king are about to meet, and we have the Wheel of Fortune saying it's not fully baked yet, right? We're not ready to take the bread out of the oven. But the reason for this break here, leaving each other out in the cold mutually, is because you had to learn how to get rid of your burdens. You had to stop carrying everything on your shoulders, hiding your face in your burdens so you didn't have to pay attention to the outside world, because sometimes that's the best way to not have to deal with the trauma that's outside. It's you know, starting to carry burdens, and then you try and make yourself busy with those burdens, and that's just freaking toxic. But I think that you and the king had to clear some energies before you could come back together. Yeah. So I think what's happening here is one or both of you are in some sort of a union. So whether, whatever union that means to you, whether you're living together, committed to someone, engaged, maybe you're married, I feel like one of you is, or both of you possibly, the way that you're unburdening yourself is that you're walking away from emotional things. I feel like both of you are unhappy in your relationships, and that this 8 of Cups is, yeah, it's almost dry. It's almost run dry. Yeah, there is value in walking away. And it doesn't always have to be overly emotional. Like, all of these cups are upright. It doesn't have to be overly emotional. I think you just need to get a hold of your emotional intelligence and be okay with not living in chaos. You know, these wands here, they're all passionate actions that you've had to take in order to get rid of your burdens here. And I feel like you almost wear these, Taurus, sometimes as a badge of honor. It's like, if you're not your chaos, what are you? Right? So learn to live without the chaos. And I think that's what you're doing here. I think you're both doing that, to be honest. Yeah, I feel like you're both doing that. We are going to get some. Yeah, we'll go with the Energy Oracle, Taurus, and Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Let's get some more information for Taurus. Taurus, I am doing extended readings now, and I will be extending this reading. It feels like there's more of a story here, and if you're wanting to come over to that extended reading, you can do that by looking down below. It's the very first link in the description field there. Oh, thank you. Adjacent possibilities. And every time I pull this card, I hear there's more than one way to skin a cat. So Taurus, I know that you are notorious for getting your way. Why? Because, well, you're stubborn like that. You like to have your way. And I feel like you do it sometimes like a bull in a china shop. Sometimes you don't. But I think sometimes you're under the radar. And I feel like that's what this energy is. This is under the radar. You know what? There's more than one way to skin a cat. There's got to be more ways. Look at all those doors, right? There are more ways that I'm missing to bring happiness, emotional and financial happiness into your life. We have financial constraints, so you could be dealing with giving out more than you're bringing in at this time, and I think that that's a common theme with the people that I speak with. You know, everything's going out, but not a whole lot's coming in right now because we're unsure of where we're sitting at in terms of safety of pandemic, right? So financial constraints could be a problem for you. I feel like this is a temporary issue, though. I feel like this card here, it's card number 13, right? And card number 13 is the Death card, right? So I feel like this is very short-lived, that this is only going to be a trial, and it's not going to be something that's going to carry on for very long. So if you're in strife right now and you are just making ends meet, I feel like if you get up and you look for adjacent possibilities, so you look for how you can market your thing. What is your talent? How can you sell your thing? There's got to be a way that you can make additional money or have a side hustle of some kind. And I think that's going to get rid of these financial constraints. Also, what I feel like is that the king also realizes that there might be some financial constraints here. He's looking straight at this information, and I feel like your person with this King of Wands energy is going to be someone who might be good to couple with in terms of a business. This person does take educated risk and, you know, leap of faith nonetheless, but educated risk. And I feel like with the adjacent possibilities that this person's going to bring some ideas to you of things that you may be able to do in terms of something, a talent that you have, or yeah, something that you're going to be able to market. So I think that financial constraints are very right now just a short-term thing, because 1 and 3 is 4, which is balance. So balance is coming to you, and 4 and 2 is 6, and that is also balance. It's things being even. It's finding the balance always, right? All right. I'm just going to look at adjacent possibilities here. It's the Gypsy Oracle. Adjacent possibilities. Tell me about adjacent possibilities. We have enemy. More than one way to skin a cat. Enemy. Sorrow. And foe. Wow. Okay. So I feel like something big is coming up for you here. Huh. Taurus, you know, not everybody is going to be in your corner. You understand that, I know. Not everyone is going to be happy for your happiness. And at some point, sometimes for our lives, we have to be, when we are happy, it's because someone else has just experienced a sorrow. And I feel like there is an enemy at the gate here. Someone's in sorrow. I feel like the enemy is in sorrow. So whoever the enemy is for you, this person feels as though they've lost because of someone that is a foe, someone who's not a friend, someone who would see them have something, you know, see them lose money, or see them, you know, not do so great. So that's what a foe is. It's not someone who's going to, you know, rob you of anything, but it is someone who is going to wish not the best for you, for sure. So I feel like there's an enemy, and it causes you to take an adjacent route to something. Yeah, I feel like you end up having to take an adjacent route to happiness. There's a messenger. Okay. So I feel like if you do get together with this king, it's going to be interesting. I feel like it's a complicated situation. What I feel like is you get some sort of a message from the king, and the king is going to tell you that there is that maybe he's in sorrow because there is someone, or he or she, depending on who this energy is for you, that someone is, the enemy is their foe, and this makes them sad. So I feel like we're talking about a relationship here, or a friendship, right? It could be that somebody is not your friend that you thought was your friend, and you get confirmation of that by getting some sort of a text message, an email, a written letter. You get confirmation of that somehow. Tell me about financial constraints, please. Financial constraints for Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Ooh. We have conversation with an old woman. If any of you have someone who is in your life who is older, doesn't necessarily have to be a woman, could be someone who has a feminine energy that is their dominant energy. I feel like this person is really knowledgeable, really learned. They have a lot of really good information for you. I feel like that if you speak to someone who's been through it, that person is going to be able to help you with the financial constraints. So this could be someone who is, you know, a family friend, or someone who is a grandmother or mother. I feel like somebody Yeah. Priest. Okay, so you could be having a conversation with clergy. I also see the priest as being someone who helps others, who gives good advice. So it could be like a psychologist, a psychiatrist. A lot of priests do that sort of work. You could be seeing someone who is an older woman who's very spiritual and is going to give you ideas about money. Okay, so yeah, this person is the one that's going to help you with the financial constraint. Okay, so Taurus, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to leave it here. If for those of you who this is resonating with, you know that it resonates with you, and we're going to go into the extended. So if you want to follow the link down below, what we're going to talk about is, you know, what happened when you both walked away and put each other out in the cold here, you and the king. I'd like to know what is going to transpire here for you and the king. I want to know why the king is up in your business here. Why does the king see all of this? And yeah, I feel like you want to get a little more in depth. What is the leap of faith that this king is taking here? Because I feel like somebody has to walk away from somebody before this Wheel of Fortune is going to turn in your favor, before you're going to be blessed by the divine. Okay, so if this is where we part, Taurus, thank you very much for coming here and clicking here. I hope you'll subscribe or at least give me a thumbs up. For those of you who are coming over to the extended, thank you for doing that, and I am out until next week. Thanks, y'all. Bye-bye.